What's going on out there, football fans? I want to welcome you to another episode of Film Room with Coach E. Last Sunday, the Browns played the New York Giants in Cleveland Browns Stadium, Huntington Bank Field, that is. And we didn't go the way we expected it to. Got a couple key plays that I want to go through, see if you saw things the same way, see if you did your homework as well. Remember, last week I assigned you guys some homework, seeing if you're going to follow up and do it and pay attention like you did before. So let's start here with the opening kickoff. For some reason, the Browns always start extra fast, like the hair on fire, every single week. Then what goes on after that, we'll discuss later. Opening kickoff here, the Browns deferred, won the toss, and elected to kick to the Giants. So we have Dustin Hopkins lining up, getting ready to put foot the ball. Two man deep with the Giants. We got that special kickoff now. I don't know if I like it yet. I thought it was going to grow on me by now, but it is what it is. So Dustin Hopkins put foot to ball. The ball is in the air, retrieved by the Giants, running out. And next thing you know, number 38, his name is, let me see here. I have his name, Tony Brown. Tony Brown punches the ball out from the receiver on the Giants. The Browns recover the fumble on the 28-yard line. They get the ball. Grant Delpit recovers the fumble, and now we are in business. This is the perfect way to start a home game, let alone any game, period, in the NFL. Number 38 runs by number 20, punches the ball right out of his hands. Fumble. Grant Delpit jumps on it, recovers the fumble, secures the possession for the Cleveland Browns. Now, that is a huge, huge play. Energy is already going crazy in the building when it's an opening kickoff, let alone you having a turnover and the home team recovers the fumble and gives their offense the ball going in. So now we have 1st and 10 with the Browns, 14:55 in the first quarter on the 24-yard line going into our end zone. The formation is a shotgun. We have two receivers at the bottom of the screen. We have Amari Cooper all by himself at the top of the screen, 1-on-1 with the corner. We have the running back, Jerome Ford, right next to Deshaun Watson on his right-hand side. We have the tight end next to the second receiver in the slot, right over number 0, the defensive end, Brian Burns. So it's looking like Thibodeaux at the top of the screen, the defensive end, and Brian Burns, the defensive end, number 0, right above the tight end. Looks like they're in a wide 9 technique, which means wide 9 is outside of the tight end's shoulder. So you are very wide, getting a nice wide angle, trying to go straight to the quarterback to get pressure on her. So they're expecting pressure because it is the first play of the game and you just came off a very important turnover. So now they're trying to get the ball back or even just disrupt any kind of rhythm or route, whatever you have going with the Cleveland Brown offense. So we have Deshaun Watson getting the snap. Amari Cooper is known for his route running. This is a perfect example right here. He comes off the line kind of slow, chops his feet, gets an outside release, no touching from the corner. You at least want to jam him and use that sideline as your extra defender, the 12th man, so to say. He did not do so. Amari Cooper releases on that fade route, catches a great thrown ball by Deshaun Watson. I mean, it lands right in the breadbasket. He has nothing to do but to catch it because it literally hits him on the numbers. Great job getting both feet down. At first, I thought it was kind of sketchy because it looked like he didn't get both feet down, but when you slow it down and look at the replay, when the ball is caught on his chest, that right foot is already down. So all he has to do is concentrate and get that left foot down in the end zone, which he does. You can count it 1, 2, right there. No fumbling of the ball, pure possession of the ball. Touchdown. 14:55 left in the game, people. Now you understand it's 15 minutes in the quarter. It took them 5 minutes to get the turnover from the kickoff and get this touchdown. So as a Browns fan, you are going absolutely crazy, right? Because you're like, wow, this has never happened before. This is literally the first time in Cleveland Browns history that we have scored this fast in a game. So automatically you're thinking, oh man, this is about to be great. This should be the beginning of a rout. This should be the beginning of the blowout that Zen always talks about. He wants to get comfy and watch a blowout. So you had to be thinking that. But things happened throughout the game, and it did not go that way. So let's go to another play here and explain why and how the game went awry. All right, we have the second quarter. It is 2:40 left in the second quarter going into halftime. The Cleveland Browns are on defense. The New York Giants have already tied up the ball game. They are looking to go up by 7 or more before halftime happens. So in this formation, you are in a shotgun. You have Malik Neighbors at the top of the screen, Martin Emerson guarding them. You're thinking this is a great matchup. We have a nice long corner against a speedy, quick, very physical and aggressive wide receiver. So you was looking forward to this matchup all week whenever you knew we had Malik Neighbors going against Martin Emerson. So Daniel Jones is in the shotgun with the running back to his left. You got two receivers at the bottom of the screen. Offensive line is expecting some kind of pressure was going on so they can get the clock going to take it into halftime. So we have Daniel Jones. He's checking alert. Number 17 is motioning over to Malik Neighbors' side. So it's still one-on-one. Malik Neighbors comes off the line. Once again, getting a jam we did not do with Martin Emerson. Daniel Jones throws the ball high over Martin Emerson's head. Malik Neighbors jumps up, catches the ball right off of Martin Emerson's helmet. So nowadays we call it you got mossed. Back in our day, we used to call it you got dunked on or something like that. He made a double move route. He came out as if he was running a fade route. He's kind of stopped, jerked in the middle of the route just to see what Martin Emerson, see if he was going to fall for that double move. He did not. It was actually good coverage, but Malik Neighbors just was more aggressive going for the ball. You would love to see Martin Emerson be more aggressive and go for that interception and not getting it taken off at the top of his head. He was kind of falling off balance, so therefore he really couldn't get a good jump on the ball. Malik Neighbors made an excellent catch right off of Martin Emerson's helmet, got 2 feet in, fell out of bounds. Now they have good field position in the 2-minute warning going into halftime. Like I said before, trying to go up 7 points on the Browns before you can get into that halftime. So we have 149 left in the second quarter. It is third and goal for the New York Giants. The Browns defense trying to make a stop, a hold, or at least force a field goal on this play. It's a very important play, especially going into halftime. If you're 7-7 right now as a defense, you want to try to make them shoot for three. Therefore, you're getting the ball back at a halftime so you can go down and possibly take the lead or tie the game. Or at worst, keep it tied by stopping them right here. So you have Malik Neighbors down in the trips formation, down with the other two receivers. Daniel Jones motions Malik Neighbors up to the top of the screen. And yes, that means one-on-one once again with Martin Emerson at the top of the screen. That has been working for them quite a bit this whole game and pretty much this whole first half, especially this series. So why not go to it again? You saw the good success you had with it. So I'm going to work it until it gets stopped. So Malik Neighbors comes across the formation, goes to the top of the screen, one-on-one with Martin Emerson. The ball is snapped. Malik Neighbors does kind of an in-route fake and goes outside to the top corner of the end zone. Daniel Jones throws a great ball because Martin Emerson is not even looking for the ball. He throws it high. Malik Neighbors goes up in the air, catches it with two hands, turns in the air, makes sure he gets 2 feet down before he lands out of bounds. This was a very acrobatic catch. This shows his athleticism and everything. This is a perfect throw by the quarterback. You're putting it up and away so your receiver is the only person that can catch this ball. And this was kind of bad trail technique by Martin Emerson. Once you beat off the line that close to the end zone, it's pretty much nothing you could do with a receiver like Malik Neighbors. His athleticism, his speed, his route running ability, and his jumping ability with his catch radius pretty much at his mercy. So once again, that was a great ball by Daniel Jones, a person who has been having a horrible time throwing the ball before this game, even into last season. But it seemed like he had something going with Malik Neighbors this game that they didn't want to go away from. So that was a hell of a catch by Malik Neighbors. Bad technique and bad coverage by Martin Emerson. So at this point, you're kind of thinking like, man, Martin Emerson is having a pretty bad day. Why wouldn't Schwartz switch and put Denzel Ward on Malik Neighbors to try and counter that? But it happened towards the end of the game. But like I said, a hell of a catch by Malik Neighbors. Touchdown. The Giants are going up 14-7 right before halftime. Now we have 15 seconds left in the first half, right before halftime. The Giants are in a first and goal situation here on their 5-yard line going in. Now, me as a defensive coordinator, I always like to go man from the 10-yard line in, just so you don't have any kind of miscommunications with any kind of zone coverage that you would have running down here. It's too, like, it's not too much room for error. We gave up a touchdown like this on week 1 versus the Cowboys with Brandon Cooks, and it was a miscommunication in the zone coverage. So that's typically why I like to go man personally. But the Browns elect to go zone right here. So it looks like to me they're in some kind of cover 3 because you have the corners off a little bit and you have the one safety deep in the middle of the end zone. That typically gives you kind of like a cover 3, or it could be a shell cover 1, but I think it's a cover 3 look. So you have Malik Neighbors at the top of the screen with Martin Emerson right across from him. You have trips at the bottom of the screen by the first and goal sign. The 3 receivers, kind of like a diamond formation, in which you have the 3 DBs at the bottom of the formation with them, getting ready to check them. And like I said, the one safety is deep in the O in the end zone with in the word Browns. So Daniel Jones is calling the play, and let's see what they do. We got Daniel Jones sending the receiver in motion to the top of the screen. We have Malik Neighbors running. It looks like an in route right there. He starts out going up to see if Martin Emerson is going to follow him in man coverage. He doesn't. He breaks in. The safety does not come down in time. Therefore, he finds the hole in the zone, which I told you typically I don't like teams playing zone on the goal line because things like this can happen. Gives him a free release, gives him a free hole to sit down in, and all Daniel Jones has to do is find him inside of that hole. So Malik Neighbors comes off of the line. Martin Emerson sits, so it looks kind of like a cover 2 then, since Malik Neighbors went across and Martin Emerson stayed there in the flats. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah should have stayed right in the middle of that picture between Malik Neighbors and Daniel Jones to kind of obscure the vision, but he didn't. He bit on that outside route from number 17, which he had no business doing because he has help out there. And that gave the hole to Malik Neighbors to go right into, give Daniel Jones the perfect window to throw that ball. And there you have a touchdown right before halftime, killing all the momentum that the Browns thought they were going to have by getting the stop right here, or at least at absolute worst, making them shoot for 3 in a field goal. But instead you get a touchdown, and now you're down 21-7. The bright spot is you do get the ball back after halftime, but now everything from here on out to the end of the game, you're going to be climbing uphill just because of that zone coverage. I think Schwartz should have went man right there. You have 2 great man press corners, so why wouldn't you take advantage of that? But he'll learn better next time. 21-7 going into halftime. We're going all the way to 4:41 in the fourth quarter. This play, it still baffles me why in the living hell Kevin Stefanski loves to do this. 31 on the on the 29-yard line. The first down is the 30-yard line. You have to get a first down in order to keep this game alive, especially right here, because you don't want to take your chances on 4th and 1 because anything can happen. You are in the opponent's territory too, so you kind of have to be thirsty right here. But the play call is so important. And what happens? Deshaun Watson is on the sideline. Jameis Winston is under center with Freeman right behind him in a 3-point stance, meaning possibly he's going to hand him off the ball and we can get him going forward and get this first down. But what does Kevin do? He calls a quarterback sneak as usual on whatever it is, 1 yard, 4th and 1, 4th and inches. That is his go-to play call. It's like he has nothing else to go to but this. So, of course, what happens? Jameis is under center, waiting for the snap. Everybody's ready to go. He tries to find a hole. Thibodeaux finds him before he finds the hole, pushes him back 2 yards. Somehow, some way, Jameis finds a way to get at least back to the line of scrimmage. But this was an eternal bust from the beginning. The offensive line did not block anybody the right way. They allowed penetration on a 3rd and 1 play. I mean, nobody blocked Thibodeaux whatsoever. He came from his defensive end spot all the way down the line, flat to the quarterback to push Jameis back 2 yards. Like I said, somehow Jameis found a way to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So now we're going to 4th and 1, which should never happen because we should have handed the ball to Freeman, or he could have just called a better play call to get the first down. And now we could be thinking about going in here to try and tie the game up or take the lead at the end of the day by making a field goal. An extra point after we score a touchdown. But now we're stuck in 4th and 1. Now Deshaun's back on the field, which makes me think, why would you put him back out here on 4th and 1 when you just took him out on 3rd and 1? That's neither here nor there. That's for the episode. Listen to this week's episode. I will tell you all about how I feel about that. We don't have the time now, so let's get into the play. 4th and 1. The Cleveland Browns are on offense on the 29-yard line. First down is at the 30-yard line. Deshaun Watson is in the shotgun with Jerome Ford next to him. You have Amari Cooper at the bottom of the screen. You have Jerry Jeudy at the top of the screen. You have Tillman in the slot. He snaps the ball. He's looking for somebody. Nobody's open. He's trying to run for his life, stretch out, and make it to that first down marker. But the defense came up with a very important stop. Once again, the offensive line blocking was not pretty whatsoever. That was a continuous theme in this game today. Offensive line play was absolutely horrible with a capital H, and it just came to a head and showed his ugly head right here on this very important play. He got the ball, looked. He only had about 2 seconds to look because Kevin calls a zone read RPO on 4th down when you don't have that kind of time to let anything develop. He should have just got the ball and at the absolute worst called a quarterback draw, but he calls a zone read RPO. I honestly think that Deshaun might have had the first down because when his elbow and waist hit the ground, I thought the tip of the ball was past the 30-yard line. They did not even measure for the first down whatsoever, so he did not get it. That was the end of the drive. So now you're thinking, oh, man, the game's over. We're dead. Giants got the ball back. They're going to run the clock out, get first downs. But the defense comes out and stops the Giants. They miss a field goal, and lo and behold, we get the ball back. So let's see what happens on that next play. We are down to 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It is 4th and 5. Now, literally, this is the last opportunity for the Browns to get this first down, keep the drive going, take it to the 2-minute warning, score a touchdown, and win the game on an extra point. Play call, once again, kind of suspect, but that's neither here nor there. We have Elijah Moore at the bottom of the screen with Jerry Jeudy next to each other. We'll call that twins by the 4th-and-5 sign. You have Akins, a tight end, in the backfield. You can clearly tell he's going to help with the blocking. On the other side, you have Ford, even with Akins in the backfield, clearly helping with blocking. At the top of the screen, all by himself, by that number 0 in the 40-yard line, that is Cedric Tillman. You see that corner is at the sticks, meaning that first down line. He is sitting on there. He does not want Tillman to get anywhere past that. So before I run this, me personally, if I was offensive coordinator, I clearly see the Giants crowding the line. You can clearly tell they are blitzing everybody that's on the line of scrimmage. And your offensive line has been horrible all game. So personally, you want to get the ball out quick to either Tillman, Jeudy, or Elijah Moore. Me personally, I will run Jerry Jeudy to the sticks, turn around, show me a number so I can get the ball out real quick. Same thing with Tillman. I would try and sneak him in on a quick slant, get him going right at that angle, right at the elf's eye at midfield, get him the ball quick. Or Elijah Moore, go straight up and run an out route straight past the sticks, try and show him your numbers, get the first down. But for some reason, this play has Elijah Moore going deep, Jerry Jeudy going deep. The only person that is going to be available underneath is Cedric Tillman. Have nothing wrong with Cedric Tillman. I had high hopes for him the whole year, but this play did not play out the way anybody wanted it to. Snap of the ball. Deshaun Watson takes a 3 to 4 step drop, releases the ball, hits Cedric Tillman right between the 1 and the 9. What does he try and do? Catch it with his forearms instead of trying to catch it with his hands. He got a free release off the line. He runs a slant, about a 5-yard slant inside. DB was right there. DB did not touch the ball whatsoever. hits Cedric Tillman right between the 1 and the 9, bounces off of his chest, hits the ground, incomplete pass, 4th and 5, one of the biggest plays of the game. Game over. Game over. Because this young man dropped the ball. I can't say I don't want to put it all on him because he clearly dropped the ball, but that play design, I really questioned it because there should be so many other options that Deshaun Watson should have had underneath that we shouldn't have had to rely just on one route being won at the line of scrimmage. That puts you in such a bad situation on 4th and 5 trying to get in scoring range to tie the game up or win the game. So once again, I question Kevin Stefanski's play calling, and I definitely question Cedric Tillman's hands or lack thereof. Cost us the game, man. So we will be back next week with another episode of Film Room with Coach E. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully we helped you understand what was going on and the X's and O's of certain plays that was a tide changer in the game, and which eventually led to the freaking Giants beating the Browns on Sunday, 21-15. So we'll see you next week. Film Room with Coach E.